All right, welcome back. So we are still breaking this down, but we are almost done.
Yeah,
Hey, hey.
we're getting there. Yeah. So we've talked about kind of what I think are like the main zodiacal placements in her chart. We did not talk about planets. To me, I see it as kind of in layers. So, what do I want to give you first? Get you kind of used to, get you kind of thinking about, so from here, hopefully, Siffany will be like, oh, yeah, all right, so I'm having a really hard time in the morning. Let's see, that's my Pisces. Oh, yeah, I probably really act out because, because I care. And then, when it doesn't go my way, then that really hurts. And then, she we talk sometimes in the morning, and your biggest thing is that you're
Yeah.
upsetting people and you don't want to do that. So all
True
right,
story.
yep, so maybe even just that little piece that says, okay, that's why, it's my that's my Pisces. I really don't want to hurt, but I am hurting. Okay, how do I use this information? What can I do with this? All right, that's kind of my hope, and that's why I started in these places. um, like I said, you can always, in the paper that I filled out for Siffany, eventually I would like that to be in typed out and in printed typed out. But for now, I like to write. I like to doodle on my pages. So I'm going to leave it as is for now, until I know, I don't want to make any more changes when I feel like I'm good to go on that. Then I'll start kind of working on typing and getting it all kind of in the computer. Um, what was I? Oh, so on that piece of paper that has all of your information on it, anything that you want to delve into or look into more deeply, just plug it into Google,
Yeah.
and it'll give you all kinds of information. Okay, so you might be like, oh, tell me a little bit more about my cardinal. What's that all about? um and or not my cardinal, I'm sorry, I'm reading cardinal on your on. But yeah, you can go check out your Chiron and see what it says. Check out your North Node and your South Node. There's a lot of really cool information there. But this is just a snapshot. It's just to kind of get you used to thinking a little bit different. Because I know I grew up only knowing my sun sign, thinking that's all there was. I didn't know anything about a moon sign. I certainly didn't know there was a Chiron or a North Node or a South. None of this stuff I understood. So, at the risk of giving you too much and boggling your mind, this is where I want to leave it. But my next set I might want to do is the placements of the planets and stuff, because those also affect you. Okay, they're a different kind of energy and they pull you in different directions. But I'm not ready to do that. I'm going to stay focused here. So, the last thing that I thought that I've been kind of working on, um, is let's go here. Back to this. I showed you this in the beginning. It had your moon phase. Um, I just put in a different chart form, kind of the same. It's the wheel, only it's done in a chart form. Okay, so now you're going to read it across like you would a book. So Aries, that's your personality, and Aries is over here in the arena of life, kind of the time place, is in house number 1. Oh yeah, that's the ego, sense of self. The main term might be I am, is a good way to remember. And oh, planets influence. Okay, they influence us. And that's got a lot of Mars. Mars is kind of where he likes to hang out here. Taurus, like I said, I love to Taurus because Taurus is where my North Node is. That's where I'm trying to head. And I'm trying to head into house 4, which is family and home. That's where my heart is. My heart wants to be there. Okay. So I'm just a happy homemaker and love it. So Taurus is the grower. He loves security. His term is I have. A lot of possessions. Possessions kind of play themselves out in house 2, ruled by Venus. And the big thing with Taurus and house 2 is harmony. which I'm all about harmony. In fact, if I were to change my name, harmony would probably be what I'd want. So, because that's what I'm all about. So, anyway, you just keep going and you can look all the way down. So, house 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to house 12. These are the zodiac signs and what they look like. And then these are your planets and what they look like. And then down here, remember how I was telling you about you have to find the opposite on the chart?
Mm-hmm.
The opposite zodiac sign? Well, we call those complementary signs, and so I put that here. So Aries, if you were to look on this chart, Aries, house number 1, across from house number 1, you're going to find Libra. Okay? So it's whatever is on the opposite end of the wheel, is they call them complementary signs, and they're necessary. You kind of need to know them as you're going through your midheaven and nadir, which is kind of your top and your bottom, and the 2 on the side, the ascendant and descendant, those are also opposites. So that's why I added that there. And then over here, when we were talking about, these are what we call groupings, when we talked about the elements. And do you see how I color coordinated as well? You got your fire and cardinal, earth oftentimes goes with, they change, but water, mutable. Water and mutable kind of go together, if that makes sense, right? Water's always kind of moving and mutable. That's kind of how I view it. Earth and fixed. Trees are very fixed, right? They're not moving. The earth itself, rocks or mountains don't really move. So that's kind of how I group those together. Fire and your cardinal, I kind of group together because fire is, there's a lot of energy there, and there's a lot of energy here. And like I said, there's just a different way of looking at it. On here, those are what you're going to find in those middle
Quadrants.
Yeah, circles or quadrants. Yeah. So, okay. So the last thing that I like to do is we're going to count up our groupings.
Is that what this is here?
Yes. So we can count up the groupings. This is an area that I'm a little still kind of working on. I'm not sure if I want to include this in the actual board. I don't want to call it a game. I'm not sure what to call it, but tool.
You can call it a
set or whatever. So I'm kind of working on the groupings, because when you go into a birth chart, they have it all calculated, but they don't really say they got those calculations from. So I'm kind of going maybe a little off the cuff here. So maybe somebody out there might be more versed in astrology than me, but it's certainly something that I want to and can let me know if I'm on the right track or wrong track.
I mean, feedback is always welcome.
Yeah, feedback is, I consider it constructive criticism. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just kind of working with the groupings to kind of play around with. It's not as necessary as the rest of your chart, but it is kind of cool to know, am I more feminine, masculine, or am I kind of in the middle with that? Some of us are very heavy on one element than another element. Some of us are more, so we'll see. So Siffany has kind of an idea of what she thinks she is. Let's see how it plays out, okay? But you can find
I'm masculine. I just don't have any muscles. They wiggle. They're so tiny, they wiggle.
And some birth charts will...
It's bad. I hope you got a giggle, too.
Yeah. Some birth charts will kind of tell you what you are. You've got more, the elements are equal, or you've got more earth than you do water, but I haven't really found, and I just need to keep digging. But this is what I'm kind of doing with it for now. And people seem to actually kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
So to do this piece. So when Siffany's ready, we'll come over here and I'll show you how to add all this up.
And on a side note, you can also look at the numerology side of everything as well if you want to dig more into that too. And I've called her on numerology stuff multiple times, but again, this is the simplified version of all of it. And so you're welcome to dig more into that as well because she's given me some cool numerology. There's a reason that I put this one on.
Yeah.
It's connecting the word bracelet that I made, but it's on all of them and it's there for a very heavy reason. So just as a side note.
Yep, I love numerology. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's your entire birth date. You add all those numbers up and that's like your soul number. So that kind of goes into your purpose as well. And it to me it's just all information. Take it, leave it, kind of, but I think it's absolutely, utterly fascinating. So here we go with the groupings.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take each of the groupings and we're going to count them up. Okay. And so I have these dice here so that we can put them, however many you have, we'll put the dice on there and kind of add it all up in the end. Okay. So we're going to start with looking for fire. So how I do that is you're going to come and just kind of go around and see if you have any fire. So I have air, water, water. There's a fire, water, earth, water, water, fire, earth, earth, air, and water. Sounds like she's got a lot of water.
Now, I do have one question.
Yes.
So I know you have the number on your hand, right? Okay, so say this one. So how this one's got 3 different things here. Does that mean you count it 3 different times, or do you only count it one time because it's just one piece?
Oh, good question. Did I miss one? Because your south node. No, you actually should have 2 things in there, so you actually should be counting it. You should be counting it 3 times. Once for the natural placement and once for the Chiron. And I got out the south node, but I didn't. Oh, south node is Cancer. Oh, that's why, because there's 2 of them. But it should be counted twice. In my mind. So there's my Cancer. All right. So you have 2 sets of Cancers, 3 Cancers. Okay. Cancer's pretty big in your chart.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. So get to know and love that crab of yours. Okay. They are homey. They are very protective. Okay. They've got pinchers. It's okay. It means you're going to fight for your Fight for your space, maybe fight for your
beliefs
calm.
in loved ones.
Yes, they're very protective of their loved ones. So you have a lot of Cancer energy and that's all water. So I'm assuming you got a lot of water.
I'm emotional.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like I'm stuck in puberty. No, I'm kidding.
But does that sound like you or
I
no?
mean, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we said 2 on the fire. So I'm going to put that there. Earth. I know we came up with a couple earth. Earth.
So we didn't want to bore you guys with all the counting, so we did that off screen for you, but here are the results. Okay. This is where I get exposed.
A different kind of exposure.
It is.
Because like I said, this one, let me know what you think. And I forgot to say, I want to add another ring in here and do the spring, summer, fall, and winter, because over here, if you notice, these 3 encompass spring, these 3 encompass summer, fall, and winter. And it's just another layer. We're talking about these groupings, which are different kinds of elements, right? So I think it would be fun to add those in. So that's going to be the next time I do this, I'm going to add that in, and then I'm going to add my extra moons. And anything else, if anybody comes up with something, let me know. But back to over here in the groupings.
The only other thing I think would be cool is maybe which element you most connect with, plant and stone, perhaps, for people that like to do the herbal or the stone healing.
Oh, interesting.
But that's coming from my spiritual side. But I have seen people incorporate that too. It's part of honestly, it's part of spell work, but just because if you're connected with it, it enhances its ability, whatever it may be.
Well, off the top of my head, I would look at that through the actual elements, and that to me, that's a very earthy.
Yeah.
Right? Rocks, gems, plants.
Yes. And then earthy. The herbal stuff, it counts as earthy or as air because of the smoke. Because you can burn plants.
Well, now you've used three elements, right?
Yes,
you've used
because
the fire,
now you've got fire as well,
and you've got your
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
And so yeah, that's it's a different way to incorporate different elements, and you have options too, which is kind of neat. Like maybe you connect with the fire more, but you really like the sandalwood smell, and sandalwood is what it said you're attracted to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Okay. Anyway, enough rambling.
Anyway, okay, so in each of these groupings, there's going to be 14. Why 14? Because that's the placements. Okay, so there's 1, 2, plus the house, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus the house, 7, 8, doesn't belong in a house, 9, plus the house, 10, plus the house, actually I think that's 11, 12, and 13. Okay, no?
Well, 13 plus the house.
Yeah, okay, so 14. Anyway, it comes up to like 14. So if you don't come up to 14, you got something wrong. That's kind of my point. So up here, we found that Siffany actually only has 2 fire, 3 earth, 2 air, and look at all that water. She's got 7. So we were kind of talking because she thought she was more fiery.
I love fire.
Yeah. But come to find out, it looks like she's more watery. And so what do you think about that?
I mean, I do like my moon water, and if I can play in the water and it's not just a random solid still body of water, it's really enjoyable. I mean,
yeah.
It'd be a dream come true to get my hands on a white water raft this year.
Yeah.
My back, I don't have so long left. You got to hold yourself up or you're going to fall out.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but I do enjoy water. However, I don't feel as attracted to water as I do fire. I really just want to play with the fire.
But think about the okay. It's not just am I attracted to water. Water has everything to do with emotion.
Yeah, no, I'm way too emotional.
There you have it, folks. However,
ask my other half. He'll agree.
Yeah.
He always tells me, he's like, why can't you just let it go?
Yeah. So
I'm like, tell me how.
Yep. So she's got a lot of emotion.
If you tell me how.
So under the seasons, she's got 6, or not seasons because they haven't done. Under the quality, okay, cardinals, those are like the way showers. They're like the first steppers. They're the ones that are going to say, oh, look, over there, let's go, and kind of lead the way, okay? They would be in the charts considered to be the leaders. They like to lead. They like to show something new. They like to bring something new to the horizon and say, come on, guys, let's go try this out. Very much Siffany.
I have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. I have a lot of cardinal in mine too. And then the other 2 is fixed and mutable, that she's even and has an even amount of those, which is 4.
Yeah, I guess I could put it down, huh? I guess I don't have to show it every time. It's just
dice.
dice.
We're
it's just dice.
Looking at they're just the dice. But people seem to really enjoy doing that, kind of figuring that out. So, and then on the masculine feminine, Siffany was a little surprised.
Yeah, no joke.
She only had 4 in her masculine and 10 in her feminine. So I thought we would talk about that for a minute and see what she's thinking.
So yeah, really weird for me because I thought I was more masculine than feminine. But part of it is that I can't afford the wardrobe that I would actually use that looks more feminine because, goth kid clothes are ridiculously priced. And I'm still learning how to make my own, but that's also ridiculously priced. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I settle.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So something I think this brings up for me is when we look at our charts and like this instance, Siffany, at first she's like, I thought I was more masculine. I think it's okay, or I think it warrants to ask. Yeah, so be open and kind of ask yourself, okay, why is that? Am I feminine? Am I more feminine than I think I was? You mentioned clothing. We haven't touched on things like,
I own most of the tools. Well, I did anyway.
True.
I did
Yeah.
for quite a while.
Yeah.
They
Siffany
were
loves to
mostly
work
mine.
on cars.
Not supposed to, but it's a lot of fun and I miss it.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Big puzzle.
Yeah, that's her way of kind of looking at puzzles.
It's a big 3D puzzle.
So, I tend to think sometimes there's some woundedness there, like a reason that maybe we're rejecting the feminine piece, or
Well, I could tell you for cars, like if I didn't have people tell me the wrong thing intentionally just because they thought it'd be funny, then maybe I would have, relied on help a little more and picked something else. But I had some people tell me the wrong thing and blew an engine, so that was on a very rare car, mind you. So there was only like 5 left, and I owned one of them. And yeah, that's why I started learning how to do my own cars, because I was like, oh, if it's gonna be like that, then I don't even want to trust anybody.
Yeah. So certain things happen in our lives that kind of, have us head in a different direction. So think about that. Also, I think it's absolutely okay that you feel more masculine than feminine, then go with that. So what? Just tell yourself, there's something somewhere. It's whatever. I don't feel that. I would allow yourself to stay open to it, okay? Because as you go about your life and you go about your day to day, you might be like, oh, that's a feminine thing that I never even thought of. Okay, all right, yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, all right, I see my femininity there, and just kind of work with it in that way. I really like to talk about, especially the the zodiac pieces. I know that I said, I'm a Capricorn moon, and boy, did that was kind of a shocker. And at first I was really pissed because I'm like, what? Like, no, that's so not. Why can't I be Pisces? And actually, someone had told me they thought I was a Pisces moon, and I thought I was a Pisces moon, and then I look it up and it's Capricorn. I'm like, oh, how boring. But the more I allowed myself to, okay, all right, let's figure out this Capricorn and find a way. I need to make peace.
Yeah, kind of embrace it.
Kind of, yeah, to really kind of embrace it.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Embracing matters. Apologies. Tiny human interruptions.
Yeah. So, this has been a great thing for me to really look into. It's really helped me understand myself a little better, and just get okay with being the way I am. And another cool thing that has helped me is being able to draw from other areas. So, I know I have Capricorn. I know I have Aries, and I understand now that my Aries really likes to play out in the family home environment, and I excel at that. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
allow air, and actually it happens anyway. I mean, everybody just kind of sees me as the matriarch, and I'm the go-to. So I do lead the way, and that makes me feel better because I thought I was supposed to be leading in the workforce or something, and no, that's not my style. But at home, yes, I am viewed as that, and I go ahead and take on that role, and now I feel more comfortable in that role. Um, but come tax season, you betcha I'm gonna bring out my Capricorn, and I'm gonna rely on him because he likes to organize. He, she, to me, kind of more masculine, but um, he likes to organize. He likes to take care of things, and he's going to be the planner and all that kind of stuff. And we need that at tax time. So I'm honing in on different aspects of my different signs and my different placements. My north node is Taurus, in house 4. Taurus likes to make it homey and comfortable and loves food and that kind of thing. And I'm like, oh yeah, that is kind of what I'm trying to do. Okay, be okay with that. So I thought just for maybe the last 5 or 10 minutes, if you want to share, I mean, we kind of shared along the way, but
Yeah.
maybe what the experience was like for you, or and Siffany took pictures, which I also think is really cool, so that she'll have a snapshot that she can kind of go back to and say, "Where's my North Node? Oh, there it is."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Got a family too, So, but yeah. So for me, I mean, it was cool. Like, there's stuff I didn't realize was there. There's stuff that I find interesting, like the symmetrical part of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
The
love the
numerical
patterning.
part of it too, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That you have a lot of Cancer energy, I think is
Yep.
seriously cool. That your sun sign and your moon sign are in their natural homes,
Yep.
which means, in my eyes, it means you're going to carry extra energy in that, or you're going to really hone in on that. I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Most people are most charged that it doesn't happen that way, so I think that's cool.
And I like how much moon is there.
Yeah.
I have a lot of moon.
A lot of moon. Mm-hmm.
And I love the moon.
Always felt very connected there.
Oh, yeah. I'm a nocturnal creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But no, I think it's neat.
Yeah. I think it's cool. She took a picture, so she'll be able to, instead of trying to read through, where was that talking about? You can get a birth chart report done. It's not too bad. I've seen them around maybe $30. However, there's a really cool book out there that you can purchase for like $100, and they'll put a book together that I think is really neat. I'd like to do someday, and that's very, there's lots of pictures and very visual. But for the most part, if you get a report and you're reading it, and now where was that about my sun sign, and where was that about the North Node, where it's a nice little snapshot. I keep mine on my phone as well, so in a pinch, I'm out and about and something's happening. I'm like, oh, where was that? What? Oh, that reminds me of, and I can look back at my thing for a reference. So it makes I think, a nice reference.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's
taking
a couple pictures, and
because of my religious views and everything, like I definitely can reference this for that too, to increase the strength and some of the work.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah, very cool. And like I said, pull from different areas.
Yeah, because like I do candles and stuff. Like I'll carve them and with different runic symbols for whatever I'm trying to accomplish. And sometimes I'll even like embed stones in them and stuff, or even color coordinated glitter that goes with whatever I'm trying to achieve. However, knowing that the moon is one of my strong points is kind of nice, because if you incorporate that, since it's your energy going into it, that will just increase the energy of it, which is nice. So there's also certain aspects that I can use in that front as well, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we hope you enjoy. I said it before. We hope you enjoyed this session, and let me know what you think. I am interested.
We know it was a little bit longer, but we kind of spaced it out, tried to block it up for you guys.
Yeah. Yep.
But
So
yeah.
until next time.
Have a great one, guys.
Take care.